recalling the way he'd begged her to let him go, pleaded with her for mercy. She'd strapped him into the passenger seat of his own van when he'd been disabled by the shock, tying him down, and when he'd feebly fought her, she'd zapped him again. But he'd refused to drink her concoction, wasn't going to let her take her damn abduction to another level, wouldn't do it. So, she'd held up the gun and pressed the button, and he'd heard the crackle, smelled the scent of dangerous electricity, seen the determination in her eyes. He'd babbled on and on, promising her things he would never deliver on, anything to be set free. He told her that she had the wrong man. Whatever her deal was, he wasn't the right guy. There was some error here. She must realize that, right? Her answer had been a hard, "No mistake, Stefan." And he'd gone slack-jawed at the sound of his own name. She knew him? She'd specifically targeted him? She'd waited then, the drink in one hand, the stun gun in the other. He tried to reason with her once more and had screamed when she'd lost patience and hit him with the stun gun a third time. Everything he'd said to her fell on deaf ears. She wouldn't listen to him. She just didn't care. So, he'd drunk the small cup of fluid she'd held to his mouth. All of it. Because he believed her when she added coolly, "Spit it out, and you're a dead man." The bitch was capable of anything. And now, he'd woken up at the school. His school. Hours later. Who the hell was she? Well, fuck that, he didn't have time to care. He had to get out of this predicament, before classes started, before the sky grew any lighter. Moving his hands, he realized the binding was plastic zip ties, like the kind his stepsister and brother, goddamn cops, used as handcuffs if they didn't have the real thing, or they just needed another pair. Handcuffed? How the hell was he going to get free? And then he thought of the young girls, coming to school in their little dresses and shoes, their hair shining, their faces soft and pink. He'd only wanted one, just for a little while, just to love her. They couldn't see him like this. He struggled once more, aware that the bitch knew of his secret desires. How? He'd been so careful. She was getting some kind of payback here, but he hadn't done anything. He hadn't. Yes, he'd taken those pictures of his stepniece in the bath, but he'd never touched her. Never. Only because you didn't get the chance. Cold tears collected in his eyes, and he tried to blink them away. It wasn't fair. It just wasn't fair. The bitch had assured him the drink wouldn't kill him, so he complied. What else could he do? But now he almost wished it had killed him. He couldn't have people know. He started crying in earnest, sick with fear. And then he heard the footsteps, someone jogging, nearing him, just on the other side of the hedge. He looked up urgently and saw a man in a stocking hat running by. As if feeling Stefan's gaze, he glanced over and nearly stumbled, his mouth dropping open in surprise, his breath exhaling in a plume. "Hey," the man called. "You okay?" No. He was never going to be okay. With every ounce of fortitude he possessed, Stefan put a smile on his trembling lips. "Stupid prank. Can't get free. Can you help?" Immediately the man turned back around and circumvented the wall of greenery that barricaded the school from the street. Stefan's back was to him as he approached, but he imagined him jogging up the sidewalk, crossing the grass at the front of the building, then looping toward the playground. He could hear his pounding steps as he hit the concrete. And then he was in front of Stefan, breathing hard, his hands on his knees. "Holy God, man," he said. "Whoever did this is no friend. You could freeze to death." He stood up and dug a cell phone from his zippered pocket, his eyes drifting to the sign around Stefan's neck. "Who are you calling?" Stefan chattered. 911, Jesus. No. But it was too late. The man had connected, and Stefan wildly racked his brain for a possible explanation. He couldn't stick with a prank idea. He would have to come up with names if he did. Some reason he felt it had all been done in...